Hey, what's going on, my good people? How y'all feeling? I'm feeling pretty good. I can't complain about nothing, and even if I had something to complain about, I absolutely would not. It wouldn't make no sense. It wouldn't make any sense at all. But I just want to know how you're doing, and I hope you can let me know in your comments down here. Let me know where y'all from. I want to know where you guys are watching from. So comment where you're from. If it's South Carolina, if it's North Carolina, if you're from New York, California, you might be out in LA, I don't know. You might be in Alameda. You might be in Baltimore, Maryland. Wherever you are, let me know. All right? But y'all know what's going on. It's me. It's MsTONYA. And I'm here. I've got something to say. No need to be afraid, I've got something to say. Right before my people, I've got something to say. MsTONYA, poetry, lifestyle, media, cause that's what I do. No need to be afraid, I've got something to say. I am having so much fun with you guys and enjoying everyone who has come and joined the 12 videos to Christmas. I hesitate to say challenge. And that's why I don't hashtag it challenge, because it's not a challenge out there to anyone. We're not challenging each other. We're challenging ourselves. And I've been enjoying what I've been seeing. I've been watching your videos. And I got to tell you, you're doing a good job, because this is what we're doing. We're just posting the video. Now, I'm going to give a few critiques, just a few. All right? And not to any one person. This goes out in general. This may be for someone who's not even in the challenge. This is overall for people who are posting videos, who are posting on their page, and who are branding themselves. Let me just say this. Some of you all need to back away from the camera. Back up some. Back up. Back up. Back up. You're all in the face. You're all in the face. You know, you in my space. Some of y'all too close. That's really uncomfortable. That's a real uncomfortable zone when you're really very, very tight in your frame. That's just not comfortable. And it's not comfortable for me. I feel like you invade my space. I just want to ask you to back up. Ooh, don't do that, all right? Because even when we out here in this world right now, we're supposed to be like 6 feet apart. Well, think about this. Get out my face in your videos. Get out my face with your pictures when you're all up in here. Don't do that. Don't do that. Back up a little bit. And I think a lot of you guys are not backing up because you're probably holding your device, your phone or your camera in your hand, because you may not have a tripod. That's why I want you to go somewhere and get you a little tabletop tripod or something. Stack that phone and put it on some books. Lean it up on something. Do whatever you have to do. Rig you something so that you don't have to hold it so close to your face. That's not good. And people aren't comfortable with that. So people are probably going to shy away from watching your video. They're probably going to stroll right by it. And that's just me sharing a tip with you. All right? Now, got my iPad here because, you know, I take my notes. I can't store all of this stuff up in my head, and I figure, hey, why? Why should I do that? I paid money for this. Apple did not give me this. I'm not promoting anything for them. I have no reason to, but I bought it. I'm using it. So I'm going to glance down at my notes. What I wanted to do today, say no. And as simple as that may sound, it's not something that we find easy to do. I myself haven't always found it easy to do. But say no. So before you say yes to something, you really need to consider what you're saying no to. Before you say yes to something, you need to consider what you're saying no to. Right? Because when you say yes to doing work for someone else, when you say yes to putting out your energy somewhere else or your time somewhere else, you know what you're saying no to. You're saying no to your projects. Are you saying no to some of your family time? Are you saying no to some of your downtime? Because for as much as we're out here and we hear about, you know, you're getting your hustle or you're getting your grind on, that's all good. You want to put in your work. but you do know that rest is important as well. So think about it. Think about it. When you say yes to somebody, or when you say yes to a project, a job, or anything, what are you saying no to? So if you can consider that, I think you'll make a better decision for yourself. All right? So say no. Don't feel bad about it. And who are we saying no to? You can say no to family. You can say no to friends. There's no need for you to feel like you must say yes to anything that a family member or a friend asks you to do. If it's not in your spirit or in your heart to do it, then you should say no. And if they are someone who truly loves you, then you shouldn't have to explain why you're saying no. A no means no. And that has nothing to do with any other thing, then that's just not the right thing for you to do. You didn't feel it in your energy. You don't have to even explain it like that. No is a complete sentence. So say no. Flex your no muscle. Flex it. Strengthen it. Strengthen that no muscle. Say no more. Well, I don't mean say no more. I mean more times say no. It's okay. It's okay if it's family. It's okay if it's friends. It is. If it's something that you do not want to do, if it doesn't sit right with your spirit, if it doesn't sit right with your time or for what you have envisioned for your time, then it's necessary that you say no. If it doesn't make sense for you, if it's not profitable for you, if there's no gain in it for you, not saying that everything you have to do has to be done for selfish reasons, but there are just times and people who ask you to do things that are pulling away from your energy, that are pulling away at you in a whole lot of ways, financially, emotionally. So it's important to be able to say no. It's important to be able to be fine with that. All right? So that's all I got to say on that subject, real quick. That's what I wanted to mention in my video today. Learn to say no. Okay. So in my comments here, I got a comment and a question from Nate Jolly. Nate gave me a comment. He said, love these videos. Great way to build content and the topics are dope. Well, thank you so much, Nate. I appreciate you taking the time out and watching this. I'm glad you said yes and clicked the video. I'm glad you found it worth your time and that you are getting something from it. And so Nate and I had a little dialogue, and I just pretty much asked him, what did he think I could share that he might be interested in? And I ask you guys that same question. So you always have the opportunity to put in the comments something that you'd like me to speak on. Well, here's what Nate said. Artistry, creativity in a pandemic would be a great topic. People got to do something to ease the tension, and creating is a great way. Also relate to what you're doing with these videos in general. Okay, so in these times right now during the pandemic, the artistry, it really has been a really long time, guys, and a lot longer than I had anticipated. So much has changed within what has it been? It's almost been a year, 7-8 months. You know, we used to have outlets where we could go to open mics. We had an opportunity to express ourselves, be in different coffee shops, jazz clubs, just a whole lot of things and opportunities that we had to have a live audience. And we kind of don't have that in the same way anymore. Let me answer that question like this. During this pandemic, it has been, well, it's been really tough on artists. It's been tough on everyone. So I don't want to separate artists from anyone else. But what has made it especially different is because we naturally have to be out there among a live audience. That's where we gig, you know, the open mics, the live events. And think about event planners and promoters. There's so many events that we can't have anymore because of the pandemic. You know, I love the open mics, hosting open mics at jazz spots, at coffee shops. I had a lot of fun doing that. And I got to be honest, I thought by now that I would be back hosting live. And I think every artist missed that. I missed that as a poet. So I imagine that musicians and singers and comedians, they all have to miss that. And we're all kind of in that same group of artistry because we are the live entertainers. So they kind of took that away from us. The pandemic kind of took that away from us. It really has. So now we're in this virtual world and we have the opportunity to share with each other and kind of share with our audience, which is somewhat of a challenge because there are people who would be at open mics who aren't really into social media or who haven't been in some of the virtual open mics. I miss some of those people, just seeing their faces and just the whole vibe of being in a live event is just something that, even though we can do this virtual, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing at all. But we have to adjust. So to all of those artists who are having a difficult time, I say to you, keep writing. Make sure you keep writing. Go through and find virtual events. I know that I host a virtual event, and that's not unique at all. There's so many because I host virtual events as well as I am a participant in other people's virtual events. So I do as many as I can. And I know that it kind of, it's different kind of sitting in front of your phone or in front of your computer, in front of a camera and presenting yourself. You know, you kind of feed off the energy of people naturally as an artist. So when it's just you, it's different. The most I can say to you is look into that lens, look into the eye of that lens and know that that is your audience and share your art. All right, so that's it for today. We're going to learn to say no. If you're not saying no, pay attention to what you're saying yes to, because every time you say yes, you are saying no to something else. All right? And for all of my artists out here during the pandemic, yes, we all miss that live in person, that energy that we get when we're at a live event. We miss it. I miss the open mics, the live open mics I do. But what I can say on the plus side is all of the virtual events and the virtual open mics, I enjoy them just as much. I've met so many new people, so many new poets from places who would not have come to my little small town because I'm in a small town. So let me ask this question. How many of you are from a small town? And how many places have you gone virtually that you would not have gone were it not for the pandemic? That's my question to you. All right? So you guys be out here and keep uploading your videos. Keep asking your questions. I'm here for you.
Poetry, lifestyle, media, 'cause that's what I do.